The US dollar closed the previous week with losses. During the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said that it was better not to hurry to raise the key interest rate as the US economic recovery is not as fast as expected. In our video review on InstaForex TV channel, we will learn about changes in traders' attitude towards the US dollar. The US Central Bank is assessing the country's economic condition using the employment figures. This Friday, the US Labor Department will disclose its August report. Until then, investors will be focused on the Eurozone economic situation. On Tuesday, Germany, the largest Eurozone economy, will publish the unemployment change data. According to the forecast, the number of unemployed people continues falling. Despite summer, citizens of Germany are finding new jobs, thus accelerating the recovery process. Notably, the labor market condition is not the key indicator of the Eurozone economy. Monetary authorities are paying close attention to inflation. On Tuesday, the Eurozone will also publish a preliminary report on Consumer Price Index for August. Analysts suppose that the data will make the ECB take measures. However, the regulator still prefers the wait-and-see approach, saying that the soaring inflation is just a short-lived phenomenon. That's why investors are likely to sell off the euro. However, on Wednesday, traders will become more active. From early morning, market participants will be focused on the macroeconomic reports that may affect the Australian dollar. First of all, the currency will be influenced by the Australian GDP data. In the second quarter, the economic growth accelerated to 9.2% on a yearly basis. Analysts still take into account the low base effect and the current epidemiological situation. On a quarterly basis, the GDP growth may slacken to 0.6% from 1.8%. News from China may also influence the Australian dollar. The fact is that in China, business activity is falling again. On Tuesday, China will publish its manufacturing PMI figures for large enterprises. On Wednesday, experts from Market and Taishin will disclose the same report for small firms. Both indicators are likely to show worse performance. As the result, traders may begin selling off the Australian dollar, as Australia is China's main supplier of raw materials. Also, this day, market is going to unveil manufacturing PMI reports for the world's largest economies. Traders are expected to be mainly focused on US business activity. Investors have noticed that the US economic growth is becoming slower. This could be proved by lower consumer and manufacturing activity. The ISM manufacturing PMI data is likely to confirm concerns and drop a hint about a more cautious approach to the key interest rate hike. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Stichina. We wish you profitable deals with InstaForex.